Howdy, y'all.
Hi, guys.
It's Ryan.
And Angel.
From Wherefoot.
And Washburn.
Yeah.
We're not wearing any shirts.
We're not wearing Arty Music shirts. I'm not really in Wherefoot, but if I moved to Austin, I probably could be.
Good luck with that.
And she doesn't really own Washburn. But she does own R&A Music.
I do.
Along with me, who also owns R&A Music. And we're here to answer y'all's questions.
Yeah.
Once again. This is like episode 378.
Like a billion and trillion and four.
I don't know. There's a couple of hundred Ask R&A videos. You can go check out the old ones if you want. And we are here to answer questions from our viewers, covering a broad range of topics, usually.
That's you.
Yeah. And so let's get right to it. So excited. That's right, guys. We're going to answer your questions. If y'all are new here, please consider subscribing to our channel and hitting the bell. You'll get notifications. We shoot a video once a week where Angela and we are married. If you're new here, we are married for 20 years.
Yes, 20 years, not newlyweds.
Not newlyweds.
This is our 21st year of marriage.
We are in our 21st year of marriage.
Yes, but we've been together for 22 years.
I don't know.
Yeah,
more than
97.
Since 97.
Yes.
Since the 97. And so we have a little guitar shop here in rural East Texas. We teach music lessons to kiddos and
adults,
full-grown kiddos who are learning. And we sell guitars, and you know, we're the little hub in our tiny town of music, I guess.
Yes.
But thanks to you guys, we have a worldwide audience who watch our channel and tune in for our shenanigans. So today we're going to answer some questions.
Yep.
So excited. Are you ready?
I think I am.
I think I'm ready to.
Prepare myself.
Let's do this. All right. First question. Tracy Johnson. # wishy-washy. All right, Tracy, you're a legend. Thank you for that. He said, what is your favorite effect besides reverb, delay, and overdrive? I call those staples. Thank you both. Have a great weekend, and God bless.
You too.
I get this question from time to time on my pedal board. What are my go-to pedals? And I'm just like, reverb, delay, and overdrive. And a tuner. That's pretty much the but those kind of like staples. It's like, what do you want on your burger?
Cheese,
mayo, ketchup. What is everybody? What comes on a burger naturally? Lettuce and tomato.
I think mustard is the first for hamburgers. I think. Yeah. At least at Whataburger, but.
Yeah, like so delay is like mustard, and reverb is your lettuce, pickles, right? # not sponsored. Fuzzy's Tacos.
Yes.
That's a really good question, Tracy. I'm not a super, I gotta have 10,000 different effects and things rolling on my pedal board.
Yeah.
I'm pretty much a reverb delay guy. And I don't even use the delay that much like I used to.
Yeah.
The only other pedal I have on my board currently is a, what is it? Oh, a flanger.
Yeah, because you're picky.
I'm super picky, especially about my hamburgers.
Wow, that is like, it ties in so perfectly.
We did not even plan that.
Because you are very picky about your food. So I can see how you're very picky about your pedals.
Yeah. I have a, what is it? It's like it's the Zach Wild.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, not a flanger. A phaser. It's the phaser, like the Phase 90. Set phasers to stun.
What's it? Flanger?
Flanger. There's a flanger. Phalanges. It's I have a phaser. Phalanges. I got a phaser set to stun, not kill, on my pedal board. I don't use it very often, but I have it. Angela would set it to kill. She's a stone face killer, right? The other one would be, the only other effect I've had in the past was a wah pedal. I have it. Oh, wow. Chicka bow wow. Bow chicka wow. Right? So I haven't owned a wah pedal in a really long time. I kind of need to get one again, just because I really need one. Every now and then we'll play a solo. When we do Metallica songs with our kids, when we're teaching our kiddos Metallica songs, and there's a Kirk Hammett solo, as much as I hate to say it, sometimes this solo needs some wah.
Yeah.
It actually makes me sound a lot better when I use the wah there. So
yeah.
Yeah, man. That's
a very basic.
Yeah, very, very plain Jane. I like my burgers. It's meat, cheese, and mayo only. That's it. That's how I like my burgers. Don't give me no lettuce.
It doesn't matter what it is.
Tomato. Don't give me no mustard. That's nasty.
You mean, Ryan, you won't blah, blah, blah? No, he won't.
No, I won't.
No. You mean you haven't never tried? No.
I have tried a pickle before. It's terrible. Why would you eat
Pickles are the best.
Are they? What do you like on your burger, Angela?
Everything.
Like, what does that mean, everything? Jalapenos?
Yes, jalapenos. It depends on, I'll get creative. If there's stuff that I'm like, I wonder what that will taste like on a burger, I'll try
Onions?
Onions, tomatoes, pickles, lettuce. Depending on the burger, if it's like barbecue burger, I'll add French onion dip if there's French onion dip instead of the mayo. Ranch for condiment, guacamole or avocado slices. My mouth is watering.
I need to get hungry now. We had donuts earlier. I had low carb keto donuts. I didn't. They were all carbed.
Yeah, it's all carved up.
I feel incredibly guilty and self-loathing right now.
And I like the onion, fried onion that you put like in green bean casserole. That on a burger is amazing. Onion rings on a burger are amazing. French fries on a burger are amazing. Dorito chips on a burger are amazing. Coleslaw, depending on the burger, is amazing.
Everything.
Yeah. So literally.
So if she had a pedal board, it would look like Steven's pedal board.
Yeah, I would have it like
17
I'd be like
reverbs, 13 delays, 27 overdrives.
I would be like, what's that band that I don't like? The singer, I don't like the singer. Dream Theater. I would have the Dream Theater pedal boards, like the keyboard player. So, because he like turns around, he's playing like this.
Like all, yeah.
I would have everything.
I don't know. Well, I was like say I don't know if Patricia has a big pedal board.
He has a lot of around effects, and pop the one in the back and have it to the side. It'd be like the disco dancing. I'd be like that.
You'd be a typical worship guitar player.
Yeah, pretty much.
37 delays.
To look legit.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to play at all.
The more delay, the bigger the effects pedal, the less you have to play.
I should say that because Dream Theater guys can actually play pretty amazing.
Be like the Edge from YouTube. He has all the sound effects.
All the sound effects. That's what it's about. I'd be more like a DJ than an actual guitar player.
Life is way easier that way. There you go, Tracy.
That's all I'm saying.
I need to order a wah, actually. I really should.
You really should. You should treat yourself.
I should. I need to order some
2019.
stuff. We are a Dunlop dealer here at Arnie Music. I need to order some stuff from Dunlop anyways, so might as well get a wah pedal while I'm at it. Should I get the Kirk Hammett wah or just a basic wah? Or the Hendrix wah?
Do what you want.
Okay. I will, since you gave me permission. All right. Yeah. Thanks for the question, Tracy. Appreciate it. Next question. Just fun guitar from the England.
From the England.
We just celebrated 4th of July yesterday, so I'm conflicted. Because on one hand,
so we love all of our
I'm
Brits.
glad we emancipated ourselves from the overlord king. But I also really like people from England.
Right.
Like, honestly, as much as...
What king was it again?
I don't remember.
I don't know.
Does it matter? The one that lost.
Lost America.
Stupid colonials. A bunch of farm boys and their muskets.
Yeah. Some of them.
Beat the biggest army in the world.
Some were former military.
That's right. They were former
England military.
Former redcoats.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyways. I digress.
Yes, quite a bit.
I was going to say, as much as I wish I was a Viking, and I probably am, there's actually a Lawley, England. Mm-hmm. There's a town in England with my name on it.
We both have towns. Our surnames or our names are both...
Isn't there a Winton Castle?
Yes, in Scotland.
Oh, okay.
We're Scottish.
You're Scottish. Mm-hmm. Black Scottish.
Well, Scottish.
Scotch black.
Yes.
Black Scotch.
Well, they weren't blacks that came over from Scotland.
They were white Scots. Are there non-white Scots?
Well, probably now there are.
Now there are. I don't know.
There's a lot of non-white everything now.
Yeah. I like people in England. I have friends there, so, just like I have friends who are Yankees. Northern Yankees, I'm friends with. It's all good. We're all friends now. Let's just all be friends.
Oh my gosh. Let's get to
the
the question.
Well, that kind of segues nicely.
Yeah.
You heard Gibson lost the case in the European Union over the V-shape
EU.
against Framus. How do you see that impacting their market? 2, have you played any of the Carlsbro amps? Hashtag wishy-washy. Hashtag keep the music alive. KTMA.
Answer 2 first before you get into one.
I have never played a Carlsbro amp. I don't think I've even heard of him.
Yeah, I've never heard him mention Carlsbro.
Hey, I know where Carlsbad Cavern is. I've been there in the Colorado. Well, you know what else is in Colorado?
Ike.
I was going to say Fort Collins, but you know.
Oh, you know you weren't.
There's people in the Colorado. All right. So, yes, the new fresh news. It's just like a steamroller of news with Gibson the last few weeks. With the Mark Agnesi video, and then the lawsuit against Dean, and then after that, they had a lawsuit in the European Union that failed. I think about 3 times. So basically, what happened is they filed, like in 2010, they filed a patent or a trademark on their Flying V. I've got notes.
Yes.
For that.
Get the information correctly.
I want to get it right. Yeah. With the intellectual property office, something or another, they basically tried to trademark. Mm-hmm. Trademark their Flying V in Europe in 2010. And the owner of Framus and Warwick said, "Nah, dog. Nah, you can't. It's law, dog. Y'all can't do that." And so he contested it. Just saying, hey, you can't. Yeah, it's too late for that, man.
Yeah. And
the courts in Europe were like, yeah, we're going to go with Framus and Warwick on this one. And then Gibson, I guess, appealed it and went to another court. And they were like, nah, you guys can't have that. And then it went to, like, I guess the highest court possibly there. And 3 judges were like, nah, man. Like, hey, you know.
It's too late.
In 1958, your shaper is original. 50 years later, the market has changed so much. And there's so many shapes out there now.
Right.
That you can't claim that this shape is just yours.
Right.
And that's basically what the highest court in Europe said.
It's basically like if Levi's started going after
everybody who made
blue jeans.
Well, you know, the current CEO of Gibson was the CEO of Levi's. The guy that they hired. Isn't that funny?
That is funny.
That's really true. It's like, hey man, your jeans are too blue. And then they got 2 legs.
Yeah,
you know, we invented
the
that.
The pocket shape of our denim jeans, we stole our pocket shape.
No, see, our pocket is square. The Levi's is kind of angled. Like,
right.
No. It's got 2 legs and pockets. We made that.
Right.
Gibson. What?
Because basically, I mean, like, of course, Levi jeans are like 100 years old, but
yeah, they've been around a while. I mean, pants existed before Levi's.
Right.
But guitars also existed before Gibson.
Mm-hmm. You know? I think that's the point, that most courts and judges were like, you did not invent the guitar.
Right. As a matter of fact, your guitar is looking an awful lot like Martin, who was in business way before you.
Right.
You know.
So to open that door is to open once you open that door, that goes with everything. But most people, they don't see that hindsight of their actions when it comes to, it's like freedom of religion or anything like that. It's like, that opens the door for everybody. It's not freedom of religion for just Christianity. It's freedom of religion, period. So whenever you have this company like that they've opened the door now, well, now anything that they ever do that's remotely similar to somebody else who did it, who preceded them, then they just opened the door. It's like, well, obviously I can sue you.
Yeah.
And I don't think they even think that, because their head is so big and so into what they're doing and them. They don't realize though what this could possibly open the door to.
Yeah. And I think the courts are recognizing, like, hey man, no.
We're not gonna. Sorry. We don't want to have to be in this, because it's literally taxpayer money for a pissing fight.
Yeah.
And that's not what the judicial system is for.
Yeah.
And I know if I was a judge, because I honestly almost went to law school back in the day, I was like, I'd be like, get out of here. Stop wasting my freaking time.
Get that corn out of my face.
I would get so mad. I would be that judge. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? You know, the next case after you is like a child murder. Get out of my courthouse. You know, like I would be so mad.
Get out of my face.
You know, so that's just my 2 cents.
Now, how do I see that affecting the marketplace? Well, I think it probably bodes well for Dean. Mm-hmm. I think it looks really bad for Gibson now. So because not that the European courts control the USA or vice versa, but
with social media,
it certainly looks very poor.
Yeah.
Right? So I think it's not going to go well for them. Mm-mm. But speaking of which, since we're here, I just do want to bring up the fact that I have a Gibson guitar. Mm-hmm. Oh, there's one over there too. Oh my gosh, look!
I didn't do arm day today.
Oh, it's arm day.
Apparently,
you want to lift some weights. So this is my Gibson. Where it says Gibson right there. On the headstock, Gibson on the headstock. This is my Explorer. This is our Les Paul Standard. It's got a little something on it. What happened?
I have no idea.
I gotta clean that.
Yeah.
I gotta clean that later. So I mean, we are Gibson owners. Mm-hmm. We own some Gibson guitars.
It's I said before. It's the nostalgia.
Yeah.
I mean, it's something that you attach to memory, and I think that they're taking advantage of that.
Yeah. It's not that this is the best guitar ever built, but this is an Explorer that I have a lot of emotional attachment to and sentiment to, and I like it, and I love it. Mm-hmm. And this specific tool, which is all a guitar is a tool, I really like, which was built way before any of the current leadership was involved, right? Mm-hmm. So it's interesting trying to separate your physical guitar that you guys or gals own that you may really love, this hunk of wood and metal, versus the actions of a corporation and people who are maybe running it or in charge of it who maybe don't even care about guitars. I mean, they got bought out by an investment firm. I was trying to read up on that a little bit. That's what they do is they buy businesses that are failing, squeeze every little bit of profit out of them, and then sell them off. Mm-hmm. And I think that's, in a nutshell, that's what I was reading someone else said about the firm KKR or whoever bought out Gibson. But,
yeah, that's what I was saying before. I was like, more than likely it's just some guy who's going to try to get everything that he wants out of the company, like this kind of guy. And it's backfiring because he has no sentimental attachment to the company.
Yeah,
but everybody else does.
Or the board of directors of that company has.
But he has, like the brand tattooed across his chest because he represents the company that we've, kind of idolized as the guitar company of,
Yeah, I've got more thoughts on, why we love our Gibsons and why we kind of hate them too. I've got some thoughts on that. I'll probably do another video, so stay tuned, check that out. But yeah, I think they're going to be in a little bit of a tough place legally, which we'll get to in a bit. But let's move on to the next question, and actually the final question of today. There was only 3 questions, you guys, which is fine.
It's a magic number.
I'd rather have 3 than 30 because we couldn't answer 30. But
it's my favorite Schoolhouse Rock song.
Our last 2 Ask RNA videos have gotten about 8,000 views and several hundreds of comments, so
yeah,
it's good.
Yeah, we're very thankful.
We are. Thank you. And this question is from Jeff T. He says, does CMG Guitars, or does CMG, Chris Mitchell Guitars, make lefties? Left-handed guitars? And the answer, Jeff, I had to call and verify because I've been asked this question like a year or 2 ago. Someone asked this a long time ago. And I had to call Chris Mitchell and go, hey, because I didn't know.
Right.
And I completely forgot, so I texted him again this morning, hey, you guys make these? And he's like, yes, we absolutely make left-handed guitars. It's the same price as a right-handed guitar. So if you want to write a left-handed CMG, Mark or an Ashley, they can build you one. No big deal. Same price. Awesome. So yes, they do. Now be prepared to wait, because whether you get a righty or a lefty, it's still a 6-month waiting list for a CMG guitar at the moment.
Yes.
But it is possible. It can be done. So there you go, GF. They can and do make lefties.
Yes, they do.
I don't think people ever ordered them very often, because that's why I've never seen one. Yeah. But they can do it. So there you go. That is the final question of the day. Now, a little tidbit of news that just came out like yesterday, or I just saw yesterday, which kind of going along with the Gibson theme, is Gibson finally responded with a press release.
Yeah.
To the the video that they pulled down, then the lawsuit against Dean, and then the overwhelming backlash that seems to have come from the internet, which is filled with people. It's not the internet, it's people.
Right.
People finally now have a voice to make their thoughts known.
And are they though?
And they are doing it. So, I want to talk about that real quick. I'm just going to read it to you guys in case you haven't read it or been able to find it. I had to hunt and try to find the actual release because I was seeing articles quoting it, but I wanted to read the full thing. So I'm just going to read that real quick. I should let Angela read it because she has a prettier voice than I do. Yeah. Nashville, Tennessee, home of Gibson. Monday, July the 1st, 2019. Since emerging from bankruptcy less than a year ago, Gibson has made significant progress in the key areas that matter most to guitarists around the world. Significant progress. With a clear focus on quality, a new collection of original and modern guitars, and more confident dealer and artist base, the new team at Gibson has proven they can listen to the market to create new solutions. But there's still more work to be done, and the new team at Gibson remain on a mission. I'm sorry, I'm going to giggle at certain parts of this because I'm like, who wrote this? Like, who wrote this press release? You guys really like you guys. Gibson loves them some Gibson, don't they? While new management is building on the legacy, quality, and craftsmanship that guitarists have come to love and expect from Gibson, they will also continue to manage and attempt to resolve the conflicts of the past. Apart from inheriting an iconic brand, the team have also inherited a host of challenges that they realize would take time to achieve proper resolution. A clear challenge has been in the area of brand protection, where a legacy of legal issues exists with both the legitimate companies in the industry infringing on iconic trademarks, with the illegitimate entities attempting to counterfeit or knock off and pretend to be Gibson in the market. Okay. Over the past 8 months, the team have successfully dealt with over 4,500 counterfeit and knockoff guitars coming from overseas that were clearly designed to confuse the consumer into thinking they were buying a real Gibson. Since November of 2018, there have been dozens of counterfeit website takedowns also designed to confuse the guitarist into thinking they were entering a legitimate official website on a weekly basis. Gibson receives multiple queries and concerns from guitarists misled into purchasing what they thought was a genuine Gibson that turned out to be counterfeit. Unfortunately, this is a very real dynamic that brands like Gibson and other iconic brands, I bet they mean Fender, but they don't want to say Fender, right. Need to deal with on a regular basis. The main area of brand protection on these types of issues is with trademark ownership, understanding, and assertion. Hence, our recent attempts to communicate our position, which was predominantly focused on these rogue overseas players in the market. If left unchecked, these situations can lead to continued consumer confusion and can ultimately affect the integrity of the entire industry. See, I think that's bullcrap. I think they're coming back and saying that now, but in their previous sort of, like the video that got flagged or taken down that you can go watch, they kind of mention counterfeits, but not really. Yeah. They're really talking about like, hey, this shape is ours, and this headstock is ours, and this is ours, and it did not come off like, because if they just said, hey, we're going to go after the people who are making counterfeits that are putting Gibson on the headstock and they're lying, we're coming after you guys, I don't think anybody would be mad about that. We'd all be like, good, you should absolutely do that. Yeah. Go after those counterfeits.
I think I'm buying it from you directly, and I'm not buying it from you.
I don't want to buy something I think that says Gibson on the headstock Les Paul, and I think it's a Gibson Les Paul, and it's not. Nobody wants that. But now they're... But anyways. Recently, there's been wide spectrum of both support and criticism with the approach that has been taken by Gibson in the market regarding brand protection. While there are clear lessons to be learned around tone and legal explanations, the past few weeks have provided a real-time opportunity for Gibson to start making the pivot from less legal leverage to more industry collaboration with appropriate levels of awareness. With regards to other guitar brands and companies in the marketplace, Gibson has filed specific lawsuits over the past several years with the intention of protecting its original trademark rights to avoid consumer confusion in the market. All the recent attention on a few lawsuits in process stem from several years of legal action initiated well before the new leadership arrived November 2018. With specific regards to the inherited and ongoing legal dynamic with Dean Guitars, the new Gibson team have made several attempts to communicate with them directly to avoid a prolonged legal battle. Gibson has genuine intentions of constructive resolution that could be beneficial to both sides. I bet Gibson really wants to benefit Dean in some way. All right, this recent situation has led the team to reevaluate their approach going forward with the intention of finding more constructive solutions to managing brand protection in the industry. Over the past few weeks, Gibson has made significant progress in reducing counterfeit attacks, and they have entered into creative collaboration agreements with key boutique guitar makers and other related industry parties. A clear indication of their intentions going forward. I think their intentions were made clear previously by their own release. Quote, I am proud of the progress we have made with our attention to quality with the launch of the new collections and with our renewed engagement to our Gibson authorized dealer base. At the same time, we acknowledge there are still legacy challenges to solve going forward, especially around brand protection and market solutions, says James J.C. Curley, the new president and CEO of Gibson. It is time to make the modern day shift from confrontation towards collaboration, whilst still protecting our brands, and we are committed to making this happen starting now. So it sounds to me like what they want is like, hey, you guys pay us a licensing fee and we'll let you build a shape that kind of resembles our V or our Explorer or our single cut shape. Or that's what it sounds like to me. Now, in the description of this video, I'm going to put that entire thing so you can read it for yourself if you don't want to listen to me yammer on reading Gibson's press release. But to me, I'm just going to give you my thoughts.
Go for it.
And you give me your thoughts. And then I want you guys and gals to give us your thoughts below on this press release from Gibson about what you think that means. I'm kind of reading into it that they are backpedaling. Because the original tone of that video that they put out, that they pulled, was very aggressive and very like, we're Gibson and we're going to protect our stuff and we're coming for you. You've been warned. You know what I mean? Like it was very. And they're like, oh, we didn't really mean it like that, guys.
Psych.
That's not what we meant at all.
So psych.
You know, and I think they underestimated the reaction of the guitar community at large. Now, I've read a lot of comments, and there's certainly some comments people going like, hey, Gibson should do this. This is their right. It's their stuff. They should. What's the problem with them protecting their stuff? And I get that. There are some of those comments out there. But if you read through forums and other YouTube videos and all the comments, that is not the majority of the response. It is a response, but the majority of the response has been like, hey, what's up, you guys? I think y'all are worried about the wrong stuff.
Right.
So I think this is a definite backpedal. And it's also still kind of like, hey, we're willing to work with you guys. I'm like if I was Dean Guitars and they're like, I know we just sued you and we want like $14 million from you, but hey, we're willing to call the whole thing off if you'll just pay us, you know, a licensing royalties fee for using our shapes. I mean, these guitars you've been building for 40 years.
Forever.
If you'll go ahead and start paying us now to build the shapes you've been building, we won't sue you. We don't have to take it that far. Just go ahead and start paying us. I'd be like, if I was Dean, I'd be like, nah, dog, not happening. Not going to happen. Why should I pay you for something I haven't ever been paying you for?
Right.
They are not out to look for mutually beneficial things.
As soon as it is, as soon as Dean agrees to that, then it's like they're admitting that
Gibson rightfully owns that shape.
Yeah, that they stole from Gibson by doing that.
I think the point is, they're just saying, hey, you don't own these shapes. You can't really own a shape. You know, you can own a logo, like Gibson. You can own the name. Right. But the shape of a guitar, especially one that's been around for so long, it's like... and there is no market confusion. Like, if you go buy a Dean guitar, you are not fooled. I don't think anybody has bought a Dean guitar and thought, oh crap, I thought I was getting a Gibson. Right. When you went to the register to pay for it. When you played it. When you looked at it, you're like, wait, this isn't a Gibson?
When you saw it on the wall at a guitar store. You weren't going, look at all these Gibsons. You weren't. You look at the headstock, you see the name Gibson, you see the name Washburn, you see the name Schecter, you see the name CMG. PRS, you see the name, you see it, and you're like, oh, that's what I want. You don't say, I have this Gibson-esque, you know, whatever brand. No, you don't. Nobody does.
I don't think anybody's confused.
It's playing to the thought of either that the people of Dean are stupid and we are stupid.
That the consumers are stupid.
Yes. And that just aggravates me. It really does. It's on a whole nother level of, because it affects, you know, I know people are probably going to say, why are we talking about this still? Come on, y'all talk about Kim Kardashian more than you talk about anything else in the whole entire world, so get over it. But I think what really aggravates me about this is that you have a company like Gibson is trying to control the market completely, where they want guitars that everybody loves to get off the market and them to come up with their own stuff. And a lot of times, especially for small mom and pops, when you put businesses, if you go after businesses like CMG or Acacia or Vola or stuff like that, because they're trying to steal stuff, and then you force them to close down, well, a lot of mom and pop shops suffer for this. Because we can't, as a small shop, afford to buy into companies like Fender and Gibson and even Dean. Because their quantity that they require stores to have on a full-time basis is ridiculous. We couldn't handle it. But companies like CMG and Vola and Acacia and Washburn and Schecter work with small companies because they believe in the consumer. They believe in the people who are actually buying their products, and they believe in small businesses and actually building the market. Where bigger companies, they just believe in themselves in the end of the day. Basically, watching Dean and Gibson fight are like the clash of the titans. You're sitting back and you're watching two giants duke it out. Other than one giant's like, you know, screw you guys, you do what you want. I already have my stuff established, I'm good. And the other giant's throwing a hissy fit and wants all the toys in the sandbox. But what at the end of the day, the reason why this is such a big deal, and I see this even as a non-guitar player who doesn't give two flying flips whether what Gibson does or does not do, but as a business owner, I do care what Gibson does and does not do, because it affects everything that we sell. It affects the stuff that the kids like and what we put in our stores. And if the kids love that body shape, well, if a company like CMG, which Gibson came after, or somebody else, if they get them off the market, then a lot of our kids suffer because they can't afford a Gibson guitar.
Yeah, come on.
Most people can't. So what does that do for young people who mow lawns in order to buy a guitar? Well, if, Firetone or, you know, or Tajima, if they lose the right to be able to get that body shape, then the kids who can't afford a Les Paul won't have a guitar to play on because of a pissing match between two companies. So that angers me that this company is so selfish and so blinded by the fact that who they're actually hurting. They're not hurting themselves. They are a fully established company that has been around for many years, many generations. They're not going to hurt themselves. They need to just keep on going and keep on trucking. And,
well, I mean, they do have the Epiphone, which is the affordable version of Gibson. That Gibson owns Epiphone.
Right, I have an Epiphone.
And, you know, we own an Epiphone, which is great. And, you know, Fender has their cheap ones. So as soon as you guys are saying, well, you can buy a Squire, it's like, listen, from the mom and pop standpoint, though, to carry Squire guitars, the cheap ones, it's still a massive, significant buy-in. Fender makes you jump through all kinds of hoops. You got to carry
like
the
amps, it was the greatest show.
Every single one of their accessories just to get the cheap guitars. I'm like, dude, I just want some. I just want some cheap Strats.
Yeah,
some affordable Strats that a kid in my area could buy. Well, you got to buy all of our accessories and all of our strings, and you got to carry the amps, and then maybe you can, And same with the Epiphone. Like you can't just become. I'm just gonna be an Epiphone dealer. The same thing with they kind of hold the brand hostage to like smaller stores. It's extremely difficult. Where brands like Schecter is much easier to work with. ESP, Dean is actually not too crazy to work with. I mean, they're about on the level of Schecter and ESP. It's been a long time since I talked to them about carrying their guitars. We talked. I've talked to my local Dean rep here in Texas, which I like, and I've kind of always liked Dean's guitars, being a massive dime bag Darrell fan.
Right. Again, nostalgia.
Nostalgia, but I would carry Dean over Gibson at this point, for sure.
Right.
If it was something that I could afford to do,
Right. That's what they should. That's what makes me so mad. That they should actually focus on instead of all this crap that no one cares about. They should actually focus on how do we get our guitars in the hands of everyday people, where we take what has been always dreamt of that Wayne's World It Shall Be Mine guitar into the hands of a kid who, like I said, the only way that he can afford a guitar is by mowing lawns. Well, by the time he graduates college, is he going to be able to afford a Gibson by mowing lawns? Well, no, not always. And most parents can't afford them. That's why most 40-year-old men are the ones probably buying Gibson guitars.
Guilty.
Not 16-year-old kids.
Sorry, not 12-year-olds.
So definitely that's where they should turn their market instead of putting all this money, because how many millions of dollars are they putting in on these lawsuits and paying all these lawyers and all this paperwork and all this stuff to get all this done, that they could turn around and invest it into a brand or a sub-brand that still Gibson, it'll still have Gibson on the headstock, it'll still have the Gibson shape, but it will be affordable for every single person, including mom and pop shops, to be able to afford and carry.
Now that would be something.
That would actually win me back over to thinking that they actually care.
That's the best thing that we've said in this whole video. Not the best thing you've said.
Yeah.
But that's the best thing. That's exactly what they should focus on. Is like, how can we get our brand into the hands of more consumers and more places?
Yeah.
Right?
Instead of attacking all the other brands that, even like we said before,
no one's confused.
No one's confused. No one's gonna, like Ryan just said, no one's gonna be like, what? Oh my God, I opened up the case. I thought it was going to turn into a Gibson, or I thought it was a Gibson.
Oh man, this is a Dean? I didn't know this was a Dean when I was in the store. Do you think
people are illiterate? Do they think that honestly, I think that they think that the consumers are stupid. And they also think that Dean is stupid for them to comply and say, yeah, we'll totally back down and say, basically without, it's like, what is it that's the legal term? You admit it without actually admitting you're wrong.
Yeah.
It's like compliance.
If they agree to some kind of partnership licensing thing, then they're basically saying, well, yeah, it is yours. You really own it. You can't prove it, but we're going to...
And I can totally see in this line, because, I watch a lot of crime shows, so I know exactly what I'm talking about. But I can totally see, like, it's like that bad guy. He's like, now we got them. And we're not going to go through with it. We just need them to sign the papers. And as soon as we sign the papers, we can take it to a lawyer, and we're like, is this good enough? Because they just admitted that.
Yeah. I don't think Dean's not gonna follow. I don't think they're gonna follow.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Gibson thinks that they're stupid.
Yeah. I don't think they are. I think they're like, you know what? PRS beat you guys. Other people have beat you guys. Little bitty places have beat you guys. I know we can. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think everything legally is lining up in Dean's favor, especially with the court ruling in Europe and all that. But
right.
I know. I'll mention it real quick. There's a company here in Texas. I'm not going to mention their name, but there was a company here in Texas that was building V-shaped guitars that you would never in a million years mistake for a Gibson. Different headstock, different name, all that kind of stuff. They're out of business. Like, they got a cease and desist letter, right? Under new ownership. Mm-hmm. And these, like, we're talking little small places. Texas Toast Guitars, I think, which is in Colorado. Good friends with Ike at Flipside. Texas Toast, I think, has gotten some cease and desist stuff. I don't think they're ceasing and desisting, but they've gotten the letters, and it's like, you got Gibson, this huge corporation, threatening these little, like, 1, 2, 3 man shows. one dude building guitars, or
exactly.
maybe a team of 2 or 3 guys building them, and this is their livelihood, and they're like, you got to stop.
And their dream, their literal American dream,
which was probably inspired by Gibson.
Exactly.
You know, to start in the first place.
Right.
Oh man, they could win in a so much easier way just by.
Heck yeah.
Inspiring and like,
or even do like humanitarian things where you give grants to small businesses who want to start their own company and say, hey, we'll back you, we'll give you tips, we'll send you to like Gibson University.
How can we help
you learn how to build guitars and
make
you learn
your
how
local
to do
mom
this
and pop shop successful?
Exactly. Oh my gosh, they would be like,
you know,
the freaking Bill Gates of, you know, whereas like, let me share my information.
I've had brands come in. So here's an example, like Heritage Guitars. It was the original factory, Kalamazoo, Michigan, that made Gibsons. They still make them in the same way that Gibson did back in the 50s, 60s, 70s. You know, the Heritage guys, we talked, we met, and they came to the store and checked it out. Like, hey, yeah, you guys are kind of small, you know, but you got a cool shop. And there's nobody else out here, and yeah, we really like y'all. Oh, y'all do a lot of media stuff. Oh, wow. Well, okay, here's the buy-in. We would need this amount of money for this many guitars. I'm like, hey, you guys are really great. I think the guitars are cool. We just don't have that kind of money. I mean, you see the size we are. Like, well, how could we work with you? And they're like, what if? And they said, what if we did this and we're able to get some guitars in your store for this type of situation? And you know, and we kind of worked, and they worked out a deal. Like it was a win. It was a literal win-win for them and for us, and we had their product in our store about 6 months just to kind of see what the market response was. And you know, at the end of 6 months, it was like a test.
Yeah.
And we didn't sell any. I mean, some people were interested, some people played them. Nobody was really ready to write a fat check.
Right.
And so we were able to send those guitars back to Heritage. No harm, no foul, no hard feelings.
We love those guys.
Yeah, I see them at the trade shows. I'm like, hey man, how's it going? Like, hey Ryan, how are you? You know, it's like no bad feelings at all. But they tried to create a situation that was like, you know,
that was beneficial for
if
both.
the Gibson dude sales rep came in here and said, hey, wow, okay, so yeah, y'all are like a legit mom and pop little shop. Yeah.
We are.
You don't have any Gibsons? Like, we don't. Like, what? Well, what can we do to help you guys get our brand in your store? Because we would love to have some exposure in this area. How could we get our stuff in your store? Instead of like, hey, if you want us, you better do this.
Because if you look good, we look good. If we look good, you look good. So it's like, it's a win-win. Yeah. You know.
But that's not their attitude. And that's not the attitude of a lot of the really large brands.
Yeah.
And
that goes across the board,
as they kept saying,
honestly.
Iconic brands, you know, and it's not just Gibson. Fender's pretty rough to deal with too, honestly. From a retailer standpoint. It's like, you know, it's a very much a one-way street. It's not a mutual beneficial thing. It's very the cards are stacked in their favor for sure.
Right. But I think what is not a good time. It's not a good time for a very wealthy company to play the David card. Like they're trying to be the David in the Goliath scenario. You know,
Gibson's the victim.
Because in our nation we have so many like political figures and even like celebrity figures that have abused their power. And for them to step in and try to play the victim and abuse their power is not good timing. If they would just turn on the news, they would realize that having a lot of money and then turning around and bashing somebody else is not actually really good for you image-wise, because we're already so ticked off and so fed up with wealthy people paying off or trying to get their way in certain situations.
Trying to cheat their kids into college.
Yeah, it's like situations like that, or even just our senators and governors and people. Just the heat of this nation is that, and I think this was just a poor move, poor PR. Bad timing. If they did anything, it should have been behind closed doors, as private as possible, because they were trying to play on the hearts of all the people who adored them, and that's just wrong. When obviously our mind and our hearts are not set towards that right now.
Yeah,
our mind and hearts are set like, no, you look out for the little people first.
Yeah,
you don't go
look out for the little guy. Don't try to step on him.
Exactly.
Don't try to step on the little dudes.
Right.
Try to pull up the little dudes. Be a cheerleader for the little guy. Don't crush him.
I'm saying.
Anyways, I just want to read that because I thought that just popped up, and I'm like, oh, I'm not satisfied with their response. I think it's full of some BS, personally.
Yes.
What
was it? What is Uncle Dale?
El Toro Pupo.
El Toro Pupo.
It's your Uncle Dale.
Yeah.
Our Uncle, you know what that is? That's El Toro Pupo.
El Toro Pupo.
I agree, Uncle Dale. But you guys tell us below. What do you think? What do you think of Gibson's response? Do you buy it? Do you accept it? Are you satisfied with it? Or do you think it was not enough? Or, you know, what are your thoughts on that? Please tell us in the comments below. Don't forget to ask a question for next week. You know, and if you have a question for Angela, please ask below. So, you know, ask
I have no problem giving my opinion about Gibson. I'm just saying you.
Yeah.
I am totally the David in the situation, and I'll.
Yeah. Now, if you're asking about the best guitar strings for a certain thing, she's not going to have an opinion, particularly on best guitar strings for gent thrash metal.
Yeah. No, I like the comment about someone said about D'Addario. It's like, I like D'Addario because they have the balls on the end, they're color coded, and it just makes it easier for me. I'm right with you. That makes sense to me in my head.
It's brilliant.
It is.
Good marketing, D'Addario.
It's very good marketing, D'Addario.
Yeah. I don't hear about D'Addario trying to put a bunch of other string makers
no, because they're fine.
Suing them.
Why?
They don't need to.
They don't have to. I'm somebody.
I make strings. I'm the biggest string maker in the world. Hey, you can't put colors on your string balls.
I own colors.
Those are my colors. I know you're only using 2 colors and we use like 6, but 2 of those are ours.
They might confuse them.
Confuse people. I think they get D'Addario. Even though the package says.
Why do people who aggravate it sound like that? I don't know. Does that say something about who we're around?
Who normally aggravates us, probably.
Oh
man,
that's not right.
All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, I like my specific Gibson instrument.
Yes. It's pretty.
Right?
They're very nice.
Right? I have some thoughts about why do we get so mad? I think I know why we get so mad. But I'll talk about that in another video. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Ask a question for next week, and we will see you in the next video, which will probably be a vlog or an unboxing or a lesson video or something. I don't know.
What's the secret hashtag of the day?
Secret hashtag of the day. All right. So if you made it to the very end of this video, you've probably noticed the Ask R&As go quite long sometimes. If you're a regular viewer of ours, you already know that.
Right.
But if you're a new viewer here, we go a long time sometimes.
Yeah.
So to make sure we know who made it to the end of the video, we put in a secret hashtag comment. If you type this comment below, we'll know that you watched this whole stinking thing, and we will love you for that.
So proud of you.
What do you think it should be?
El Toro Pupo.
Ah, yeah. Okay. Hashtag El Toro Pupo. I'll type it on the screen. Type that below. Hashtag El Toro Pupo in the comments, and we will know that is the secret code, the secret passcode to know that.
Because you'd have to make it to the end to know.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't say that till the very end of the video.
You're right. Now, I wonder how many people watch the video and just look for the hashtag and then they just type it. One of these days, we're going to have a secret. So there's going to be an ultra secret one for the people who make it to the real end.
We'll have Avengers endings.
Yeah, we're going to have Avengers endings in their videos. So thank you guys so much. It is Friday. Happy 4th of July was yesterday. If you guys are in America, happy 4th to y'all. Yesterday. And we're going to enjoy our weekend.
Yes.
What are you going to do this weekend?
Crochet.
Crochet. Sounds like a plan. I want to play guitar.
Sounds good. Yeah. We got to learn more songs for our next performance.
We do. We have a recital coming up end of the month, though.
And another Pocket Park right after that.
Do we? When is that?
At the next first Monday.
In August? No.
No.
No, because our recital is right then.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. The same day.
So I think we should wait till
September.
November.
October.
Rocktober. We're going to wait till Rocktober. That'd be good. The weather will be better. All right. Anyways, we'll see you guys later. Thanks so much. If you are interested in an R&A Music t-shirt, which neither one of us are wearing, they're in the description below. You can find a link to our Teespring store and get your R&A Music swag.
Yes.
And we'll see you later.
Keep your music alive.
Keep the music alive.
Don't forget it.
Don't forget. Until next time, yeah, keep the music alive.
Don't forget it.
The music needs you.
And you need the music.
And we need the music. And we need to keep it alive for the next generation.
Yes.
Of musicians.
Oh, they're keeping it alive.
They're keeping it alive. Yeah.
Yeah.
They probably don't need our help. But let's help them anyway.
We do. We need to help them.
Bye, guys.
El Toro Pupo. It's like gang signs.
Hashtag... What gang are you in? I'm in the Toro Pupo gang.
El Toro Pupo gang.
What's your name? El Toro Pupo.
I'm going to have a hashtag El Toro Pupo.
You should, El Guapo. What is a plethora? El Toro Pupo.